So today's video is going to be a lot different to my normal videos that I make. Today I'm going to be talking about my story, and I'll get more into it in a little bit, but I'm probably going to be awkward in this because it's my first time talking to basically you guys instead of my friends, and it feels weird obviously talking to nothing sat here in my room, but I'll get used to it, and I'll probably just sound awkward for a little bit, that's all. So yeah, we'll get into it. So my story is about a lot of health problems I've had to deal with in the past 3 years, and it all basically started in 2016. I was midway at college during my A-levels in the UK, and I was like your normal shy guy that wouldn't talk in class, too shy to talk to anyone, and yeah, that was me basically. And I came across a problem that I had with my body that like I didn't know how to tell anyone about, because it was like in an area that I didn't really know how to explain to anyone what was wrong. Basically, I had what was called a pilonidal sinus, and before you go googling this, let me explain what it is, because you'll probably be scarred for life if you go and look. It's basically where you have a hair on your body, and it doesn't like do what a normal hair does and it grows outwards. It basically grows inwards instead. It sounds horrible, but there's like literally no way of preventing how it happens and stuff. And in my case, I managed to get it on my butt, so it's wonderful, I know, yeah. And I'm sure you all wanted to know that, but that's how basically I didn't really know how to tell anyone about my problem, is because of where it was. And it is very common to have this problem. I didn't realize until recently, and obviously a lot of people don't want to talk about it because of that area that it's in, but it is really common. I think it took me about 3 days before I like told my parents, like, because I didn't know what to do with it now that I knew that it was becoming a really big problem. So I like plucked up the courage to tell them, and I went down to the local doctor's surgery, and they gave me some like antibiotics to try and cure the infection. And luckily it did go away for a little while, but with this situation, that's like never the end of the story. It'll come back eventually. So there was me thinking that my problem was gone, and I continued with my A-levels and I passed them. I got good grades, and I was basically looking in the summer to try and find like my dream apprenticeship. That's what I was going to go on to do. And I found a job working at a construction site, and the guy wanted me to do some work experience there, and it was at a big, I can't remember what the company was called. Oh, Gregory's, that's the one. And it's a UK brand, I think. It might be other countries, I'm not sure. And I worked there for a few days refurbishing an office, and that was like a ton of fun. But it was quite hard work, but that's what I'm used to. I like challenging myself and stuff. After my work experience had passed, I found out that the problem had come back again. And this time, instead of going to a doctor to see what it was, I just went straight to the hospital. And they told me to come back the next day to operate on it. And obviously I did that. I came back, had an operation, and then they sent me home, and I had some wounds in that area, and I didn't really know what to do next with my life, because I knew that like with open wounds on your body in that specific area, you can't go and work and stuff. So I just kind of took a break from everything. And because of where these wounds were, you could see how embarrassed I was to tell anyone about it. And I literally only told my family and like the doctors that knew about it. I didn't tell my friends because they'd probably laugh at me, knowing that I had some problem in that area, and then I'd ended up losing like all the dignity that I have. And after the operation as well, I had to go and get like the wound redressed every single day. So I literally spend like 2 hours getting ready for doctor's appointments every day to get it redressed. And that's when I knew that I probably wouldn't be able to go out and get a job if I'd literally be spending a few hours of every day trying to go and get dressings. I had a lot of free time on my hands after all of this happened, so I'd probably just, well, I think I watched YouTube a lot during that time, and I try and keep active still. And I was a big fan of the crew. I'd watch the crew like every day. I watch the Sidemen every day and stuff like that. And they started playing Shellshock, and basically that's what got me into playing the game back in the summer. And I started playing it on my dad's laptop, I think it was. And I was playing on like 10 frames per second. It was truly like the best gaming setup you could have. And a few months have passed, and the same thing, I still had wounds and stuff, and I didn't know what to do, and I was just playing this game and watching YouTube and stuff. And I came across a small YouTuber who I won't mention for now because I'll tell you later on in the story. And we had a good time playing, and I'd help him make videos for his subscribers. I played for like a good few months with this YouTuber, and unfortunately we parted ways, but he helped me start YouTube, and I'm always thankful for him for like persuading me eventually. And I got my parents to buy me like a laptop which could run the game better, and it was better, but it was still like 30 frames per second, and I was making 30 FPS videos for like the subscribers that watched me back all the way back in the day. I think about like 6 or 7 months had passed after my first operation, and literally nothing had changed for me. I still had the same size wounds and everything, and I didn't know at the time, but the first operation didn't get rid of the problem at all. So one of the nurses that was helping redress my wound, they referred me to a doctor that would help me like get rid of the problem, hopefully. Well, that's what I thought at the time. And he ended up doing a massive operation, and he left me with like a wound that was probably about 10 centimeters long, and it was huge for the area that it was. And it just like scared me, the size of it and everything. I was like so scared to do anything after the second operation with the new surgeon that I ended up getting more and more problems from the wound, and one of them was bleeding problems, and yeah, the bleeding problems were absolutely terrible. It scared me how much blood I was losing at a time, and it was mainly because I was still infected. The surgeon didn't get rid of the infection, and he just left me with a wound that was very vascular. And vascular means it's like prone to bleeding, and that's like really not good in my situation. So I still had like real life friends at the time, but they always asked me to go out, and the main problem with going out is the problem of it bleeding when I'm out. And I was like really scared, and it was always on my mind because I could never tell when it would actually bleed. It would just happen at any random time, and I knew that like my safe place for me to get it sorted was at home. And basically I felt like not going out, and I didn't tell my friends that I didn't want to go out because of that problem, because I was scared to tell them, as you would be, you know. And I just ended up losing contact with them, which is probably, I see it now as it for the best, because I probably would have caused them too many problems with myself, having to see them go through what I've been through. Like, this was 2017, the beginning of 2017, and a few months afterwards that I really started getting into YouTube after like knowing that I couldn't do anything else. So I was like putting all my effort into making it every day and stuff. For like, I think I had like 300-400 subscribers at like the beginning of 2017 and stuff. And I would try my best to post like as often as possible, because I wanted some sort of like, I wanted to like class it as a job, and I was having fun with it at the time, so I thought, why not put like everything I got into this? So I basically did. Everything that was going on in real life was like, it was just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing with my health, so having YouTube around was like a big distraction for me, and I was like really happy that I could do something to like please others. So I just kept at it for as long as I could, and I went back and saw the surgeon that did my second operation, and over like the course of 2017 he operated I think 3 more times on me, and both those 3 times he just tried to clear up the infection in the wound, but he never actually like managed to do that. I don't know if he didn't know how to, but every single time I'd come out of the hospital feeling like no different, I'd still bleed everywhere like every couple days, and I was just stuck with this problem and it wouldn't go away, and it was really annoying. It came to like the end of 2017 and I'd been through like a whole year of nothing changing again with my health. I'm still stuck with this big wound, and YouTube was going well for me, so I thought, why not take it to the next level and ask, like, if my mum pays for a little bit, I'll pay for the rest of it. I bought myself like a low-end PC to start YouTube with, so I did that, and I could obviously make content at 60 frames per second and have like good quality videos, and that was like great for me. I was so excited to make videos at the time. So like at Christmas I literally just set it up the next day. I was like testing it, doing stuff, and I think within like a week or 2 I'd had everything set up. And when it came into like 2018 now, I started to get like less caring towards my wound and stuff, and I was like less scared of the problems that it may cause when I was out. So I tried to like get out a lot more often. So instead of just being like stuck indoors doing nothing, I'd go out for walks. I'd go out in the garden, help my parents and everything like that. And I was, that whole year in 2018 I didn't have a single operation again. I was stuck with this wound that literally did nothing for 2.5 years. I was stuck with this bleeding problem for 2 years, and the surgeon basically told me in 2018 that he didn't know how to fix it, so he just shoved me on to the next surgeon that may know a way to do it. And it took him like 1.5 years for him to actually tell me that he couldn't do anything, or he didn't know how to do it. But it just like wasted my time. Obviously I was still like doing YouTube every day. I think I'd uploaded like nearly every single day. I think I missed 1 day out of like a whole year worth of uploads, which was great. And I think in the summer of 2018 I was at like 2,000 subscribers I hit, and then all of a sudden I was like keeping count of my sub count. I looked like every day. I was seeing if it goes up or down, what I need to do to change, and I think I looked one day and then I looked the other, and I gained like 100 subscribers overnight, and it was like crazy. I was like, am I sure I didn't read that wrong or something? And it turns out that like YouTube had been promoting my videos a lot more, and this is where like a lot of you came from, because obviously 2000 last year is a lot different to 16,000 now, you know. And I think after a few months I was already at 10,000, and this is where commentary started, where I gained the confidence to do commentary with everyone. Like, I'll never regret the decision to do commentary, because even I know that it makes my videos like a million times better, even though I hate the sound of my voice. A lot of people disagree with me, but I think everyone just hates the sound of their voice, don't they, you know? And for the people that do hate the sound of my voice, they're gonna hate this video, because they're literally listening to me for like God knows how long, and I'm sorry for those people. It did take me like a lot of convincing to do commentary though, because as I told you at the start, I'm like really shy. I'm like your typical shy guy, and talking in front of a lot of people that were watching is like scary, you know. But I get used to it now, so I'm a lot better with dealing with it, and I feel confident to talk to my viewers and stuff now. So, and it got up to about Christmas 2018, where I think all the commentary videos that I've been doing with Flash, Up, Omi, Jeep, Plum occasionally, and all the fans that join me in Discord to talk, I think that I was having like so much fun doing it. I gained the confidence to like interact more, talk more in the videos, and I think I was up to about 14,000, 15,000 by Christmas, and like the support now is still amazing, and I was like so happy with what me and my friends had achieved, and I'd convinced all of my friends to like make YouTube channels, and I gave them the help they needed and the exposure they needed to like make more videos. So I obviously couldn't ignore the problem with my health for like all day every day by playing games and stuff, but luckily at the end of 2018 as well, I got the offer from a plastic surgeon to take over like the previous surgeon's job of dealing with me, and he managed to like give me a way out. The only problem with the way out was that it was a very difficult operation, where he would take like a chunk of me from another area and move it into the wound that I had, and then hopefully that big wound would heal over, and he'd just pull the other part together and that would heal fine. But obviously I took the operation in the end. I had to, because I had no other choice, and he's done it with other people before, pardon me, and I just like had high hopes, so I took it in January 2019. I was in hospital for about 3 days after the operation, and I was like very fragile at the time, because I'd had bits moved and everything, so I just took the time to rest for a few days, and I think about a month went by, and part of the bit that he moved, obviously because when you move parts of skin there's a potential that it can die, and a small part of it died, so a month later I had to go back into surgery again to get that bit removed, and hopefully the rest of it would survive, and luckily it managed to survive, and then we fast forward to today, where I'm like slowly getting better still. It's been about 6-7 months since that operation. It's going to take time because of the size of it, but a lot of it's healed up now, and I'm just left with a wound that's not 10 centimeters, it's about like 1.5 centimeters or so, and it's getting smaller and it's improving, and it's been like a really long journey, but I've managed to get through it, so I'm like proud of myself, and I'm proud of like everyone for helping me through those times. And this is where I just like to thank like everyone, all of you, for supporting me through my times and my journey on YouTube as well. And like a big thanks to everyone, like my friends who've helped me, like Flash, Jeep, Up, Omi, Plum, and everyone from the Discord as well who've like messaged me and helped me with my problems. And you just need to realize now that if someone's struggling, just talk to them, okay? You don't realize how much it will help them if you talk about their problems with them, and you can make them feel better, because it helps me when people talk about it to me, and everyone gets help with their problems if you just talk about it. You get advice and stuff, and it really, really helps. And I just wanted to also thank my mum for everything that she's done for me since I've had my problem. She's like literally sacrificed all of her time to look after me and take me to like the several hundreds of doctor's appointments that I've been to over the past 3 years. And she's even like learned how to like dress wounds and everything for me and take care of me when I needed it. And she's literally amazing. And I honestly don't know how I'm going to repay her for everything that she's done for me. And I just wouldn't be without her, you know? And that's basically it for my story now. So thank you all for the people that are still listening. And I hope that my talk has like helped at least a couple of you to get the encouragement to talk to someone. So thank you for listening. And if you want to enjoy the rest of this small bit of gameplay, then feel free to. If not, see ya.